Oh, das will ich mal gucken. Das ist, glaube ich, geil. Da muss man vielleicht ein bisschen Englisch für können, aber es geht darum, um AI-generierte Videos, dass die jetzt wohl komplett durch die Decke gehen.
All right, so this is simultaneously really impressive and
Ist auch
really
eine gute Aufnahme.
frightening at the same time, and it's hitting me in ways that I didn't really expect. So, do you remember Will Smith eating spaghetti? Do you remember
Okay, das sieht verstörend aus.
when this was what AI generated videos look like? Remember when we said, okay, this AI stuff is cool and all, but clearly there's a long way to go before there's any need for concern? Well, welcome to the future, people, because this is also
Wow! Holy shit!
an AI generated video. And so is this, completely synthesized out of thin air.
Ja. Bruder, das sieht so echt aus.
By computers. This one too. This is not real.
Okay, aber hier sieht man's. Aber wie krass ist das denn? Übel gefährlich, absolut gefährlich. Absolut gefährlich. Also ist natürlich auch geil, weil es hat voll die Möglichkeiten. Aber wenn wir da jetzt mal überlegen, was man da an Möglichkeiten hat bezüglich Fake News verbreiten, Fälschungen verbreiten, du kannst ja bald gar nichts mehr glauben. Das ist ja in 1, 2 Jahren, erkennst du da ja gar keinen Unterschied mehr.
Absolutely ridiculous how far we've come in literally 1 year. This does feel like another ChatGPT, Dolly moment for AI. And maybe I'm overreacting because, okay, I'm a video creator. So an AI that's actually doing my job, maybe that feels a little more threatening. So I'm particularly impressed by it.
Wer weiß, ob das nicht AI generiert ist, ne?
But also this stuff is really good. So today, Sam Altman and OpenAI announced a new model called Sora, and it can generate full up to 1 minute video clips from just text input. So the same
Krass. Also, das ist jetzt ja wahrscheinlich noch nicht irgendwie free to use oder keine Ahnung, ne? Aber ich glaube, in 2, 3 Jahren, dann kann sowas einfach wahrscheinlich jedes Handy erstellen.
way Dolly was able to
Wie mit Deepfakes. Deepfakes waren damals irgendwie, du musst 1000 Grafikkarten im Verbund mieten und 100 Bilder einspeisen und so und dann rechnet das tagelang rum und macht diesen Deepfake. Mittlerweile kann TikTok das, glaube ich.
understand our text input and turn it into a photorealistic or stylized image or whatever you want. Same thing with Sora, but now since it's videos, it also needs to understand how all these things like reflections and textures and materials and physics all interact with each other over time to make a reasonable looking video. And of course, right away, there's a bunch of examples on their website that are crazy. Now, before I show you these, I just need you to keep this in mind. You're about to watch a bunch of AI generated videos, and you know that you're about to watch a bunch of AI generated content. So your brain, you're already looking for this stuff, and it's not perfect. You will find imperfections, but not everybody who sees AI generated content on the internet knows to be looking for that.
Ja.
So also keep that in mind. This is also the worst that this technology is going to be from here on out. So okay, here's one of the videos.
Boah, guck dir die Reflexionen im Wasser, dieses ist so heftig. Also hier, wenn man hier mir nicht gesagt hätte, das ist AI, dann hätte ich gesagt, jo, das ist einfach eine coole Aufnahme, Stockmaterial hätte ich gesagt. Das hätte ich gesagt, das ist einfach so von Shutterstock, hat halt jemand mal gedreht, kannst du kaufen für 30 Cent oder so.
There's no audio to any of these clips, but the prompt for this one is a stylish woman walks down a Tokyo street filled with warm, glowing neon and animated city signage. She wears a black leather jacket, a long red dress, and black boots. This video is already miles ahead of where we were. It has accurate lighting, it has materials, it has skin tones, movements, even
Sogar die Haare sind so heftig.
has reflections all over the place. Now, of course, if you look at it for more than about 10 seconds very closely, there are lots of giveaways. Like this dude in the background kind of looks like he's gliding in a weird way. The frame rates and the reflections in the water are for some reason lower than the rest of the video. The camera movement overall is just a bit inconsistent, and it just, I don't know.
Jetzt, also von Namen sieht man, ich finde, wenn man einen Close-Up hat, dann sieht man es immer, dass es AI generiert ist.
No, it just kind of feels a little bit off, but then again.
Guck mal, die Die hat sogar diese kleinen Härchen, diese Schläfenhärchen.
Off. But then again, this is where we were 1 year ago. So just keep that in the back of your head for all this. Okay, how about this one? This is another one which has a long prompt about a camera following behind a white vintage SUV with a black
Das finde ich, sieht man sofort. Das sieht aus wie aus Far Cry 5.
roof rack as it speeds up a steep dirt road. This is also, again, really good.
Aber sieht gut aus.
This kind of looks a little more video gamey because of how rock solid the drone footage is, but clearly very usable. Here's another one. A litter of golden retriever puppies playing in the snow.
Krass.
Their heads pop in and out of the snow, covered in it. It's so good. It feels like the physics of the fur and the ears and everything with the snow flying around in slow motion is incredible. I've looked through
Also das ist natürlich auch Tech-Demos, die sehr bewusst rausgegeben haben, um zu zeigen, was die können, ne? Aber heftig.
all of the sample videos on OpenAI's website, and clearly these are the hand-picked best ones that they chose to share,
Ja, was ich gerade gesagt habe.
where they just put in some text and then get a video and don't modify it. But there's really impressive stuff in there. Some of it has humans, some of it doesn't. Some
Wow, das sieht auch richtig gut aus.
of it is more realistic feeling, like the truck driving one, but some of them are more video gamey or more stylized. A lot of it is slow motion. I just have to say, how insanely fast these models are improving is genuinely, like, that's the shocking part. Like, I remember not even that many months ago, Dolly 3, really, really high end, and you could always still find something off about it. Like, especially if you ask it for something like a photorealistic image of a human, something about like the hands or the ears would always just be a little bit off. Never mind the physics. But even this
Und guck mal, keiner von denen stand bisher irgendwie im Fluss oder sowas. Ah, die lernen dazu.
video here is crazy at first glance. The prompt for this AI-generated video is a young man in his 20s is sitting on a piece of a cloud in the sky reading a book.
Jesus.
This one feels like 90% of the way there for me. Like, it's beyond the uncanny valley of like Apple's personas, which are actually based on humans. This is a made-up person. I mean, his eyes are kind of weird, and the motion of the pages in the book are kind of odd. And yeah, obviously he's in a cloud, and that's a giveaway, but like the lighting and the shadows and the skin tones, and then all the realism of the textures on the shirt and the way the shirt and the pants move and the hair, they're all really impressive. And then for this one, they typed in
Ich finde es vor allem sehr gefährlich langsam, wie real es ist. Für uns als Internetleute ist es ja schon mega schwer, es zu unterscheiden. Absolut, ne? Wenn du dann diese ganzen Boomer hast, die eh keine Ahnung haben, oder so AfD-Wähler, die eh nur das auch sehen und glauben, was sie sehen und glauben wollen, das wird richtig schlimm, ne? Also ist Hakon nicht auch so ein Linker?
Ist diese neue Einrichtung im Hintergrund auch eher generiert? Zu schön, um echt
Ja,
zu
hier
sein.
hat überhaupt nichts mit Intelligenz zu tun. Dankeschön. Samu, für 3 Monate.
a movie trailer featuring the adventurers of the 30-year-old spaceman wearing a red wool knitted motorcycle helmet, blue sky, salt desert, cinematic style.
Wow, guck dir das an. I'm a spaceman, got a rocket on my back. Spaceman. Das ist schon krass.
Shot on 35mm film. And the close-ups of his face, the fabrics on the helmet, the film grain through every shot, and the cinematic style, this is one of the most convincing AI-generated videos I've ever seen. Minus maybe
Ich kann es kaum erwarten, dass ich mich selbst einfach auch AI generieren lasse. Und dann lasst ihr als Zuschauer euch auch einfach durch einen Roboter ersetzen. Na, das wird geil. Dann streamt hier meine AI, eure Zuschauer-AI, guckt zu, abonniert hier und ihr könnt irgendwas anderes machen. Ich kann auch was anderes machen. Wir können in der Zwischenzeit, während die AIs hier produzieren und schauen, können wir zusammen irgendwie Eis essen gehen oder so. Das ist ja genial.
the weird physics of that dude walking kind of in fast motion. So Sam Altman, if you follow him on Twitter, he's going through a whole bunch more of like people's requests and posting a bunch more generated videos. And so if you want to check out his profile, you can see those. But here's the thing about these AI generated videos now, as good as they've gotten to this point. They can and will pass as real videos to people who are not looking for AI generated videos. Now, that is obviously insanely sketchy during an election year in the US and also terrifying for a bunch of other internet-related
Wann geht AI für mich arbeiten? Das wird langfristig wird AI Jobs ausradieren. Gott sei Dank. Also ich glaube, so alles Mögliche, was so Steuerberater sind und so und dieser ganze Finanzsektor, den wird safe bald eine AI übernehmen können. Du musst ja bloß die ganzen Regeln definieren, was darfst du wohin schmeißen. Dann sagst du der AI, ey, ich habe das Geld eingenommen, das sind meine Ausgaben, und dann macht es das Ding innerhalb von ein paar Sekunden fertig und schickt es zur Finanzamt AI, die dann sagt, überweise jetzt. Dann überweist mein Konto die AI automatisch das Geld. Das wäre eigentlich ein Traum.
reasons, but it's also perfect for stock footage. Like there are already all kinds of presentations and advertisements and then PowerPoints that are in need of oddly specific stock videos, and these AI generated videos are already good enough to 100% pass for that purpose. Like look at this one with the waves at Big Sur, this drone shot.
Mahlzeit meiner.
Honestly, if I saw this on Twitter,
Das sieht super heftig aus.
I wouldn't even think twice. I'd be like, oh, nice
Ja. Das sieht hyperrealistisch aus.
drone shot, dude. Wouldn't even think about AI if I wasn't pixel peeping at like the way the water was moving. Like this is a totally usable video in an ad for some California-based product. And that has all sorts of implications for the drone pilot that no longer needs to be hired, for all
Wenn AI meinen Job macht, wird der Kapitalist aufhören, mich zu bezahlen. Denke weiter. Na? Was machen wir denn, wenn tatsächlich viele Berufe wegrationalisiert werden, weil sie durch Maschinen oder AI machen können? Was brauchen wir denn dann, damit die Leute trotzdem Geld haben? Hm? Was müssen wir denn als Gesellschaft dann zwangsläufig einführen?
all the photographers and videographers whose
Polizei. Richtig. Wir brauchen dann mehr Polizisten.
footage no longer needs to be licensed to show up in that ad that's being made. It's already that good. There's other stuff like this wall of TVs, which would be a totally expensive and difficult thing to shoot with a camera and all of these old expensive props. But if you can just generate it this well with reflections and the environment and everything else around it, I mean, why do it any other way?
13:37 Uhr. NECS enjoyers?
It's also very capable of historical themed footage. So this is supposed to be
Bring on, grüß dich.
California during the gold rush. It's AI generated, but it could totally pass for the opening scene in an old
Geil. Direkt Bock auf Red Dead Redemption.
Western with the right music over it. How long until an entire ad, every single shot is completely generated with AI? Or what about an entire YouTube
Bist du auf der Kaktus? Yes, I will be there.
video? Or an entire movie? I'm tempted to say like we're a long way away from that because, you know, this still has flaws clearly and there's no sound and there's a long way to go with the prompt engineering to iron these things out. But then again, the spaghetti was like a year ago. Now, actually, like that OpenAI on their website, they show some of the downfalls.
Werde deinen Bart suchen. Ja, wenn du dich durch den Ring aus Securities durchkämpfen kannst, der mich umgeben wird, während meine goldene Sänfte getragen wird. Ja? Vielleicht hast du aber Glück und ich werde dich eines Blickes würdigen, während ich an dir vorbeigetragen werde. Oder über dich drüber getragen. Man weiß es nicht ganz genau. Kommt ein bisschen drauf an, wie die Leute dieses Jahr drauf sind.
Too, of this particular model. And because who would know better than the people who have been using it? This is a very private tool, by the way, right now. It's in super limited access, so it's in the hands of red teamers, which basically means people testing it, pushing the limits, trying to break it, and a few trusted creators. But they have found plenty of weird edge stuff. Like this clip here of a bunch of gray wolf pups looks normal at first, but then it's pretty clear that something's kind of off with the way they're just kind of appearing out of nowhere and walking through each other. That's kind of weird. Or this clip of a guy running on a treadmill, which, I mean, I don't really have to say much more about
Ja, aus einem sehr schlechten Horrorfilm.
why this one's weird, but this is my favorite one. Again, just try to put yourself in the mind of someone who's not expecting AI. You're just scrolling through Facebook or Twitter or something.
So kurz davor, mich bei Twitter zu löschen.
thing, right? So you just see this video. So first, I just want you to watch this clip as if it's just a stock video you found of a grandma celebrating her birthday, and just try to think like, what? I wonder what birthday she's celebrating, right? I don't know.
Das sieht nicht echt aus, finde ich. Das wirkt noch zu künstlich. Gerade wie Grandma sich verhält.
How old do you think she is? 60? 65? Maybe it's the big 7-0. She seems to really like that cake. Now, did you see it? Did you catch that? I'm gonna play it again, but this time watch the video knowing that AI generated photos and videos have trouble accurately doing hands.
Hands.
I'll play it again. And now it feels super obvious. Like every time you watch it, watch a different set of hands. It gets weirder and weirder. You can watch it like 5 times and there's dead giveaway after dead giveaway. Not even mentioning the weird inconsistencies with the direction of the wind on the candles. But even as I'm saying all that, even as it's coming out of my mouth, I can't help but remember that 12 months ago we were critiquing this. So,
Ist das nicht echt?
what does this all mean? Well, I mean, there's what it means now, and there's what it means for the future.
Geiler Plot-Twist wäre, wenn er jetzt sagen würde, yo, das habe ich alles damit mit Sora generiert, meine Moderation in dem Video. Nichts davon war echt. Das wäre heftig, aber wird nicht passieren.
Now, Sora, this thing that they've made, is clearly a really impressive video generation AI tool that is both going to fool people and also be very useful. There's also a watermark in the bottom corner of every video generated by it. So if you see one of those videos and ideally it hasn't been cropped out,
Das ist in der Hand.
then that's at least a pretty clear indicator that it's AI generated. It's a Sora video. But I do think they're going to have to be very careful with this. They're going to have a whole bunch of safety stuff to keep in mind. I think they'll probably have to be even more safe than DALL-E. Like, you shouldn't be able to generate people's likenesses. Like, you shouldn't be able to make a politician look like they're doing something on video, especially this year. You probably won't be able to make Will Smith eating spaghetti. But it also definitely means stock video generation
Ist vorbei.
is absolutely going to take a dent out of video licensing. Like, I can basically guarantee that. Like, logistically,
Ja, Stock-Footage, das braucht dann keinen Schwanz mehr. Das ist dann, außer du brauchst irgendwas hyper Spezielles. Keine Ahnung, eine Blondine in einem Pferdekostüm, die 3 Kuchen jongliert und dabei irgendwie so ein super Special Interest. Dann vielleicht. Aber nicht für sowas. Nicht für so einen Drohnenflug über Kreta oder was auch immer das ist.
why would anyone making something pay for footage of a house in the cliffs when they can generate one for free or for a small subscription price? Like, that is the real scary part of what this tool implies. But in the future, it gets pretty existential, man. I mean, okay, if this is trained on all videos that have ever been made by humans, then surely it can't be innovative or creative in ways that humans haven't already been, right? I don't know. Either way, I'll have all the links below for all the Sora stuff, for OpenAI stuff, and I guess I'll talk to you next year when we look back and go, remember that first version of Sora and how bad those wolf pups looked when they spawned out of nowhere? Just remember, this is the worst that this technology is going to be from here on out. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Peace.
In West Philadelphia.